Hey, do you know where Tunisia is located?
Yeah, Tunisia is in North Africa.
That's right, but can you be more specific? I mean, North Africa is a large region.
Of course, Tunisia is situated in the northernmost part of North Africa, right on the Mediterranean Sea.
That's correct. It's a fascinating country with a rich history and diverse culture. Have you ever been there?
No, I haven't had the chance to visit Tunisia yet, but I've always been interested in learning more about it. What can you tell me about its geography?
Tunisia's geography is quite diverse. Along its northern coast, you have the Mediterranean Sea, which provides beautiful beaches and a mild climate. Inland, you'll find the Atlas Mountains, which run across the northern parts of the country. Then, as you move south, you enter the vast Sahara Desert, which covers a significant portion of Tunisia.
Wow, that sounds amazing. So, it's like a mix of coastal beauty, mountainous terrain, and desert landscapes all in one country?
Exactly. Tunisia's diverse geography makes it a unique destination for travelers. You can go from relaxing on the beaches in the north to exploring ancient Roman ruins like Carthage and El Jem, or even experiencing the Saharan Desert adventures in the south.
That's incredible. What about its neighbors? Which countries border Tunisia?
Tunisia shares its borders with Algeria to the west and Libya to the southeast. To the north, it's bordered by the Mediterranean Sea.
So, it's nestled between two North African neighbors in the Mediterranean. That must have influenced its culture and history significantly.
Absolutely. Tunisia's strategic location at the crossroads of Africa, the Middle East, and Europe has shaped its history and culture. It has a rich blend of influences from Phoenician, Roman, Arab, and French civilizations, among others.
Speaking of history, I've heard of Carthage, the ancient city. Is that in Tunisia?
Yes, indeed. Carthage was a major ancient city located in what is now Tunisia. It was founded by Phoenician settlers and later became a powerful city-state in competition with Rome. The ruins of Carthage are a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a must-visit for history enthusiasts.
That's fascinating. It's incredible how Tunisia has preserved these historical sites. What about the capital city?
The capital of Tunisia is Tunis, and it's situated on the northeast coast, not far from the ancient ruins of Carthage. Tunis is the country's largest city and its economic and cultural center. It's a vibrant city with a mix of modernity and history.
That sounds like a great place to explore. I've also heard that Tunisia played a significant role in the Arab Spring. Can you tell me more about that?
Absolutely. Tunisia is often referred to as the birthplace of the Arab Spring, a series of protests and uprisings that began in late 2010. It all started when a street vendor named Mohamed Bouazizi set himself on fire in protest against government corruption and harassment. His act of self-immolation sparked widespread protests, which ultimately led to the overthrow of President Zine El Abidine Ben Ali in January 2011.
That was a pivotal moment in recent history. Tunisia's transition to democracy must have been challenging.
It was indeed a challenging period, but Tunisia made significant progress towards democracy. The country adopted a new constitution in 2014 and held democratic elections. It's often cited as a relatively successful example of a transition from autocracy to democracy in the Arab world.
That's inspiring. It goes to show the power of people's movements. Now, let's talk about the language spoken in Tunisia. Is it primarily Arabic?
Arabic is the official language of Tunisia, and it's widely spoken. However, you'll also hear French spoken, especially in business and government, due to Tunisia's colonial history. Many Tunisians are bilingual in both Arabic and French.
That's interesting. So, for travelers, having some knowledge of French might be helpful.
Yes, having some basic French phrases can definitely be useful for travelers, but you can get by with English in many tourist areas.
Good to know. Now, let's switch gears a bit. What's the cuisine like in Tunisia?
Tunisian cuisine is delicious and heavily influenced by Mediterranean and North African flavors. One of the most famous dishes is couscous, which is often served with lamb or seafood. You'll also find dishes like brick, a fried pastry filled with egg and tuna, tine, and harira, a hearty soup. And don't forget about the wide variety of flavorful spices and hot sauces they use.
My mouth is watering just thinking about it. Are there any specific dishes or restaurants you'd recommend trying if I visit?
Absolutely! You must try a traditional Tunisian dish called couscous au poisson, which is couscous with fish. You can also indulge in briquet gravlauf, a popular street food snack. As for restaurants, Dar el Jeld in the heart of the Medina in Tunis is renowned for its traditional Tunisian cuisine. And when you're by the coast, be sure to enjoy fresh seafood at local restaurants.
Thanks for the recommendations. I'll definitely add those to my list. Now, moving away from food, what's the best time to visit Tunisia in terms of weather?
The best time to visit Tunisia weather-wise is during the spring, March to May, and autumn, September to November. During these months, the weather is pleasant, with mild temperatures and less rainfall. It's perfect for exploring the country's historical sites and enjoying outdoor activities.
Sounds like a great plan. What about the summer months?
Summers in Tunisia, especially in July and August, can be scorching, especially in the southern desert regions. If you can handle the heat, it's still possible to visit during the summer, but be prepared for high temperatures. Coastal areas remain relatively cooler and are popular among beachgoers during this time.
Noted. I'll keep that in mind when planning my trip. Are there any cultural customs or etiquette I should be aware of as a traveler?
Yes, there are some cultural customs to keep in mind. Tunisians are generally friendly and welcoming, but it's important to respect their customs and traditions. For example, when visiting someone's home, it's customary to bring a small gift or sweets as a gesture of appreciation. When in public, it's best to dress modestly, especially in more conservative areas. Also, it's polite to greet people with salam alaikum, peace be upon you, and respond with alaikum salam.
Thank you for sharing that. It's important to be respectful of local customs when traveling. Now, one last question. Are there any unique souvenirs or handicrafts I should look out for in Tunisia?
Tunisia is known for its vibrant handicrafts. You can find